This is episode 3 of my mixing. As I said, I'll be talking about the melodies today. Violins, brasses, not so much core synths. I think I'll make another episode for that. So this will be talking about melodies pretty much, okay? So I'll start off in this song. The melody, which is most sort of recognizable about this song, is this. And that is just part of the Nexus dance. It's the Dance Orchestra expansion pack, which I got for free, but it's probably not free. I was just a bit of a troubled youth back in the day, but so I have this, which is when I make a trap beat, this is probably my go-to folder. This is where all my brasses are. Everything I use is in this sort of expansion pack. So I've got this solo violin here. So yeah, it's got quite a lot of reverb. What does it sound like without reverb? I like it with reverb. So this is pretty much my pattern. This song actually started on C, I think. So when I make a song, I always start on C, just because I know the scales from C. Like I know a trap scale would be C and C, D sharp. But because my 808 was hitting on D sharp, I found that was the best note for my 808. All I do was I brought my melody up to here, and then that's back onto D sharp. It sounds pretty much the same. Obviously, it's a different scale now, but same rule applies really. And what you're hearing here, you hear here. Obviously, you can see the small note, and then here the small note. If you just listen, you can. It's not like a pitch bend, but it's kind of like if your finger. If you're playing it live, it sounds like your finger missed the note, and you accidentally hit like the note before it. I guess I don't know. I like the effect, but I don't know what it's called. But if you just listen. It sounds like a pitch bend kind of, but it's not a pitch bend because you could just play it in like. But yeah, so that's pretty much when you're coming with melodies, really. If you're making a trap beat, if I just go to a new pattern for you, if you're coming out with melodies, I would advise starting on C. That's mainly what I do. Depending on what instrument you use, I might have a more suited instrument actually for this, because this is quite an annoying sound. Alright, we'll use this one. So when you come out of melodies, really, I start on C. Now I can change it if necessary. But the kind of scale I like to use in trap beats usually is C, D sharp, G sharp. Obviously, this is already a song. That's the Gangbang song of Wiz Khalifa, but you can do like any variant of that. You could be like just make up random things. I mean, you guys can use any of these melodies. So, well, the scale pretty much, it just goes like this, so. All of those notes are my go-to trap notes. So, when you're making a melody, I don't know if you like have inspiration, you might hear a song and say that's kind of cool. You just hear a song and say, oh yeah, I want to make a song like that. Well, this is more of a core synth anyway, so you wouldn't use this as a song. This has a pitch bend on it, so obviously that's a pitch bend is a good kind of sound to have on some sounds. But yeah, I'm sharing off the subject a bit here. Pitch bending, not pitch bending. Sorry. Melodies are like, you have to be creative with them. Like I know a lot of people use a lot of recycled melodies. What I try to do is just make a melody that, or especially use an instrument. An instrument can change a melody completely. But using a melody that's not really been heard before. This might sound familiar, and it sounds well, I haven't copied it from anywhere, but it might just sound familiar. So yeah, that's just a bit of talk about melodies. I don't know if that helped anyone at all, but I'm just going to move on, so I haven't got loads of time to record. So we'll talk about this brass next. Actually, I didn't. Yeah. All right. Brass. I don't know why I added a wow filter to that. Make it talk. Dubstep coming out. If I show you this now, if you have speakers that have like low frequency or headphones on, you can hear how bassy that is. You don't, like, if I show you what that sounds like with the bass, you don't want this to happen. Alright, I don't know if you can hear that the frequencies are modulating together because there's so much bass in this brass, and that it's just going to make your mix sound so horrible if you have an instrument that messes with the bass, because you want your bass to stand out, you want it to punch through. So the simplest thing to do, just get your EQ up, and all you have to do, like I spoke about previously, you drag down on these, drag down on that one to get the slope, and then just eliminate all sort of traces of bass. And I boosted the high end a bit as well. Well, usually I don't boost, but I just wanted to boost it a tiny bit. I don't want to take any frequencies away, I just need a bit more high frequency. And you'll hear how that sounds a lot better with the 808 now. The 808 sitting happily underneath it. Not that it has emotions, but if it had emotions it would be happy. So that's just the brass, pretty much. The brass, and it'll just go up an octave, not an octave, up the scale. And again, sorry, this was forgot to mention, from my dance expansion pack again, dance orchestra. It's my dark horns with the EQ taken, EQ the low end taken out. And originally, before I added these two brasses at the bottom, I was happy with the way this sounded. But the person I am, I always have to add more because I want to sound different. So I've got this sound font here, and if you produce trap, you probably know what this brass is. And if you don't, it's in probably all three of my kits. I'm pretty sure I put this brass in. So I'll just show you the EQ. This is really quiet. I don't want this to be like important in my mix. You can see it's really turned down. I just wanted to sort of back, if I show you, I want to kind of back it, but what I've done is I've put this little pitch bend here. It's just that it's really subtle. You can't actually hear it behind the brass, but it's actually in the song. But I thought it might sound a bit cool. Like I was listening to it and I just heard in my head, like I heard I wanted something like that to happen. So I tried it with the other brass, but it didn't sound very good. So I did it with this brass, and again just cut out all the low end because that has a lot of bass in it. You want to get rid of the bass, and you can hear the reverb there. It's quite high up. It's got quite a bit of decay on it. Just add that space because obviously you've got the violins and the brass which are really reverbed and really spacey. So I'm just gonna reverb this and add it to my sort of space, and underneath the brass, if you can see if you can hear it. See how subtle that is. But now you know it's there, you'll probably listen for it. But it's really hard to notice. I just add it in there just for sort of a filler, because that's what the other brass was missing, is that kind of frequency. But yeah, that's optional. I was just me being stupid. And then again, if you're a trap producer, you know orchestra hits. Everyone has orchestra hits. So all I've done here, they're really quiet again. What pattern are these on? Oh, they have their own. Yeah, these have a lot of bass when you first get them. And again, like I've been saying, you don't want anything to have any bass mixed with anything. So just cut loads of low end off that one. They're really quiet anyway, because again, I don't want these to mess with anything. So all together. That sounds quite good together. I'm just gonna make sure I don't have any other melodies to talk about. So I got one of these. Okay, this is one I use quite a bit. The silent. Without the effects, that sounds like this. Which is good sound, I like that sound. So, yeah, all I did is in this Karma FX reverb again, this pre-delay here. If you have Karma FX, I'll explain it to you. There's this button down here that says sync. So the pre-delay will sync to the amount of beats, and if you look at this blue bar here, it'll tell you. So I'm on every 4 out of 8, so that's like half. I'm not sure. I know what it means, but you know when you can't explain something. But let's hear it. It happens 4 squares later, pretty much. This 1, 2, 3, 4, and it happens here. Pretty much half. 4 out of 8 is half. Oh, I remember getting taught this in college, and I forgot what it means. But yeah, pre-delay is just means the reverb doesn't actually happen until you tell it to. So in this case, it's half a bar later, I guess. So it just sounds like the stock sound, and then the reverb happens half a bar later, half a beat later. Which is a technique I use in quite a few songs, and people have picked up on it in a good way and a bad way, I guess. But people say I use it too much. I've used it 3 times, so shut up. So that's that one. There's no other effects on that one. I don't know if I didn't get around to EQing it in the end, but it's not filled with bass anyway. If you look at it, you can see there's bass happening. But if I take bass away, unless you have like really sensitive speakers on really high volume, you won't be able to hear any bass in that. I'm not too fussed about that much bass in there. Which is nothing else. I think there's just strings. That's all I want to show you. Okay, this is in. I've completely forgot this was in here. This is just to add. I think it was a different sound. I used a different saw lead underneath. This just goes underneath my brass, but I think I just added this to add that kind of higher frequency to the brass, just to make it a bit more present. And obviously I don't want to boost the high frequency on the brass too much because it's going to sound silly. So what I did, I just, obviously you can hear it, it's just kind of I guess kind of a soul-y but a bit muffled up. I think this isn't Purity, this is Cheese, it's called. If I just look at oh, it's a detuned. That's what it is. Hypersaw. It's a detuned hypersaw. That's what it is. If I just show you under the brass. Whatever. Yeah. That's that sound. I just. So I got the stereo separation on this one because I want this is my higher frequency sound, like I said. So I want this sitting at the top of the mix because, like I spoke about the pyramid, where it starts bass at the bottom and then moves up, and the higher frequencies are right on the corners of the triangle. So like, the bass will be in the middle, and then as the frequencies get higher, and you've got all your snares and stuff slightly panned out, and then right at the top you want all your higher frequency sounds, percussions, claps, I suppose, crashes, all that kind of thing. You want that to be spread out at the top of the mix, just so everything else underneath it has space to sit, and everything has its clarity. You can hear everything in the mix. It's a useful idea. I mean, it's a concept a lot of people don't understand, and I was one of those people. But when you actually do it, and you can hear a better quality in your mix. So I'm just saying, it's not something everyone has to do. It's just my kind of theory. I won't talk about bells in this one. Actually, what I'll do, I'll talk about bells and the strings in the next one. I'll talk about choruses in the next one. Okay, so yeah, let's make sure I have enough for the next episode before I talk about it. Brilliant. Yeah, okay, I know what to do. So what I'll do is I'll wrap it up here. So everyone, thank you for watching. Next episode's going to be bells, strings, and I'm going to talk about my reverse technique. Yeah, okay, whatever, fuck it, I'll talk about my reverse technique. So I'll see you on the next episode. Alright, thanks for watching.